Okay, so the first thing I want to do is make the chocolate sauce for the cake. So we've got 330 grams of chocolate, 330 grams of butter, and 9 teaspoons of coffee, just instant coffee, and 240 mils of cold water. So the first thing I want to do is also make sure your butter's at room temperature. What I want to do is I'm going to pop you can do this on the stove, just put all in the pan and stick it in the stove and just whisk it until it melts. Or if you've not got a stove, just pop it in the microwave and melt it in the microwave. So if it's really cold, you're better to try and soften the chocolate first before you add the rest of the ingredients. Okay, so just to give it a little bit of a head start. Okay, so just pop that in the microwave. So I'm just going to give it 30 seconds to start with, so that you can see the butter's quite soft, so I don't have to worry about that so much. Okay, so just bring that out. Now let's just get this little teaspoon. That's fine, so the chocolate's definitely getting there, so that's good. So I'm going to put it back in for another 30 seconds. Just make sure you definitely mix it, you don't want it to start burning. Okay, so I'm just going to check it after 15 actually, just in case. Oh yeah, so it's definitely melting. So that's actually fine, okay? So I'm going to pop that back into the large bowl. Oops. Watch not lose any of that lovely chocolate. Okay. Okay, there we are, good. And then I just want to add the rest of the ingredients, so the water, coffee, and the butter. Okay, there we go. Okay, so we just pop that back in the microwave. So I've got my whisk ready. So if you do it in the pan, just nice and slow, low heat until it melts, and then that's it ready. So as I said, we're just going to give this sort of 30 seconds. Okay, so let's just check that. Okay, so it looks like the butter's not melting as quick as everything else, so let's just give it a wee help. Okay, looks a bit strange, but don't worry. Okay, so just pop it back in. So I'll just leave it for the 40 seconds just to bring it together. That should be enough time for the butter to completely melt. So the main reason why we're using the microwave, I may as well be honest, is the kitchen's just in the new place isn't big enough to film. So we're just doing it in the microwave. I want to do it in front of the camera, this part. I was going to do it in the stove in the kitchen without the camera, but I think that would be not as good. So we're just going to do it in the microwave just to show it still works, okay? Okay, so bring it out and give it another stir. So you can see that the butter's almost melted. Okay, so I'll just put it back in there. Okay, so this time I'm just going to put it on for a minute, so I really want to start to bring it together. Okay, so you can see there, that's pretty much the butter melted. Smells nice. Now, still think it could go in for a little bit longer, so let's just do another 30 seconds, and then that'll be the chocolate sauce ready. Okay, so there you go. You can see that's got the chocolate sauce. Okay, so that's it sort of melted down. Okay, so over to the egg mix. So what we want to do is so we've got 6 large eggs. So that's 3. There we go. That's got the 6. We've got the vegetable oil. So that's 10.5 teaspoons. And we've got the buttermilk. There we go. Okay, so what we want to do is just get the whisk, and we just want to give that a whisk together for about 3 minutes just to bring it all together, okay? So just give it a bit of welly. Now if you don't want to do this by hand, obviously you can just pop it in the mixer if you want. Change hands. Smells nice with the buttermilk. Okay, so there we go. So that's just got the egg mix ready. So when we come back, we're going to start on the dry ingredients. Okay, so now what we want to do is just add all the dry ingredients together. So I've got my sieved plain flour and self-raising flour. So we just want to pop that in the bowl. I've got the golden cast and sugar. So again, just pop that in the bowl. And we have the cocoa powder. So pop that in the bowl. Okay, so we just want to sort of bring all that together. And then really just finish off just putting the bicarbonate of soda in, which I forgot to get ready. Oops. Okay, so just bring that together, looks nice. Okay, so just get the bicarb. Is it? That's fine. Okay, it's just 1 teaspoon of bicarbonate of soda. Okay, so there we go. Don't get excited and put too much in because it can ruin the flavour. So just 1 teaspoon is enough. And there we go. So that's just got the dry mix ready. So when I come back, we're going to combine it all together and then give it a good beat. Okay, so you can see that's we've got the chocolate sauce, the egg and the dry mix. So what I want to do is just slowly start adding in a little at a time. Okay, and then some of the egg mix. Okay, so I'm going to take this whisk out because this is not a very good whisk, as you can see, a bit embarrassing, and it's not up to the scratch. So I've got a wooden spoon here, so I'm going to mix it all in with a wooden spoon first until it goes liquidy, then I'll finish off with the whisk. Okay, so more sauce. Definitely starting to come together now. Okay, and some more egg. Make sure you get it right at the bottom. Okay, and then such a rich flavour. Okay, so I think I can now change back over to the whisk. So let's just get this out. Let's not waste any. Okay, let's see how we get on. So the rest of the egg, yeah, it feels better. Oh yeah. And then the last of the chocolate sauce. Okay. Plenty dishes to do tonight. Okay, so mix that round, just take your time, watch not splash yourself. Okay, so once you've got it all together, just give it a mix for about 2 minutes, be fine. Just to make sure you put enough air in, but not too much air, because you want this to be a nice, dense cake. That's why I'm doing it by hand. But as I say, you can do it on the mixer. But I want it to be quite a dense cake, so it's good for carving. Okay, so you just got to get your mussels. If you can't manage, get your partner, your neighbour, the milkman. Maybe not the milkman actually, when I think about it. That could be dangerous. Okay. Oh, this little whisk's not going to last long, I don't think. It looks nice in the shop. Okay, let's just put a bit of welly into this last one. There we go. And that's us all done there. So you can see there, that's me got my chocolate mix. So all I have to do is when I come back is fill the tins and put them in the oven. Okay, so now it's time to fill the tins. So what I want to do is fill this one up just over halfway. Again, it's a little bit on the shallow side, so I want to come up a little bit higher up. So just over halfway, and likewise this one just over halfway as well. So make sure you've got a scraper to hand, and just pour that in. There we go. And this small one. It's halfway, so let's just go back, because I think that one was quite halfway. There we are. Lovely. Okay, so just make sure it definitely feels good. That's fine. Okay, so there we go. That's us. So now I want to pop it in the oven. So remember what I say in the instructions. So it's in the oven for 2 hours, and don't open the door. Don't be tempted to open the door. Just pop it in and then check it after 2 hours. Okay, so that's us done. So now you want to pop them in the oven, 150 degrees, as I said, it should be on already. And you want to put them for 2 hours. Now, don't be tempted to open the door. You really should keep the door closed. If you're not confident about the temperature of your oven, make sure you get an oven thermometer just to double check that. And so the big cake goes in the top of the oven, and the small one goes in the bottom of the oven. And both cakes about 2 hours. Okay, so don't be tempted to open the oven before that. If you even open it for 2 seconds, it's a high risk. It's a very fragile cake until it's baked. Okay, so 2 hours before you're tempted to open the oven. Okay, so that's been 2 hours pretty much exactly, and the cakes are both ready. So something happened in the oven, which is quite good. It happens when you're here, and not when it doesn't look so perfect. And what's happened is the paper's fallen forward a little bit. and some of the cake's bled into the back of it. So it means when I take the cake out, it's actually going to break off. But that's when ganache comes in very handy. So obviously bamboo skewer, I pushed it into the cake, bring it out and it's clean. The same with this one, pushed it in and it's clean. Now you have to remember with this cake, it does crust. Okay, it doesn't say completely moist on top. So when you feel it, it does feel, you hear it? So it does feel very crusty. But once it cools down, refrigerate it, and this cake you are best to freeze it, and then once it defrosts, the crust softens, and then you should be able to cut right through there. But just make sure you've got a sharp bread knife anyway for that. Okay, so we'll just remove them from the rings and the tin. So we'll do the small one first. Okay, so we just want to lift that up. So you can see there. Now it just bled a little bit over the top there. Okay, and we just want to, oh, it's not coming out very well at all. So there we go, lovely. Okay, so I generally actually keep the cakes in the tins, I'm going to be honest. So I don't really want to take it out too much. Let's just sort of take it there. Yeah, let's just see there. So you can see there, looks nice. Okay, so if I just push that across there, and this one. Now this one's got the bottom bit that pops out, so we'll just pop it out. Okay, so there we go, so release. There we go, and that should come up. So there we go, so we've got our little extra bit there. That's normally I'd call that my Scooby snack, but maybe not today because we want to stick it back on. There we go. Okay, so let's just check this one out. Ouch. Okay, so you can see there where it's bled in, and let's just pull that around the sides. Like so. Okay, so it's not the end of the world at all. So as I say, let the cake cool. Once it's cooled, you can pop it in the freezer, but keep this part as well, because we can reuse this part, and you can see there that's just going to go straight back on there, and it gives us the round again. So just put some ganache and stick it back on, there's no problems there at all. Smells lovely. You can see the colour actually, it looks very rich in the middle there, which is nice. As I say, best to let it cool down, pop it in a food bag and then pop it in the fridge or the freezer. If you're freezing it, remember to bring it out the night before, you need it to give it plenty of time to defrost. And that's us.